All right, man. We got DJ Akademiks doing what he do best, caping for Drake. Now he's gonna talk about what did I miss? Missing the number one spot. That's what you missed, the number one spot, nigga. So he's about to cape for Drake, and well, I don't know exactly what he gonna say, but he gonna talk about Drake and why what did I miss didn't get number one when Drake over there crying about being quote unquote suppressed and all this jibber jabber. So let's get it.
Just played was this Drake song. So what did I miss? Get to it. First and foremost, Freddie. So we should do topics. It's a Monday. We have a bunch of shit to talk about. Let's get to it. First and foremost, the last song I actually just played was this Drake song. So what did I miss, right? If you guys don't know, the Billboard charts came out today. The Billboard charts actually got Drake song, which dropped from number 2. It was number 2 last week. It is now number 8, okay?
Damn.
And it's actually projected for next week is going to drop to number 24. Now, actually, that's kind of like normal drop, unless, you know, there's a heavy campaign behind it. You might think there's a heavy campaign behind it, but I do want to show y'all something real quick. And I'm going to show you for a reason. And I know y'all like, damn, man, you starting talking about Drake early in the stream already, nigga? What are you, serious, nigga? Anyway, if you guys never knew, so the way how this works, like how the Hot 100 works. So the Hot 100 works different from the Billboard 200. Billboard 200 is the album charts. Hot 100 is the singles charts. The albums charts, they convert every type of consumption to albums, okay? Historically, if you buy one track 10 times, they count as an album. So one track 10 times an album. If you buy the album, that's an album. If you were now in the streaming era, if you stream it, well, they've changed the numbers a bit. I think 3,000 free streams or like 1,300, 1,200 paid streams equals one album purchase, okay? What else? Yeah, that's pretty much, it's kind of simpler when it comes to albums. When it comes to singles, it's a little bit more complicated because they factor in 3 things that makes a bunch of points that weigh the songs and they rank them on a 1 to 100 scale. First of all, which is the most annoying thing, well, not, so they rank the things that matter for placement with songs: streams, song purchases, and then there's this other thing, which is radio airplay. It's the most antiquated, I think, useless part of anything to do with ranking songs. How many of y'all listen to radio? It's so incorrect and also so, I mean, as I said, antiquated in how they measure it. First of all, I don't know if you guys know anything about radio. The FTC, right? No, FTC, I'm fucking this up now. The feds basically control public airwaves, right? Wait, who the fuck? Oh my God. I said FTC, that's Federal Trade Commission. Radio airwaves owned by, I'm like, it's owned by, it's licensed to companies, but it's governed and owned by the government. What's the name of the thing? Y'all about to tell me. It's F something. It's FCC, sorry. Yeah, FCC. I'm stupid as fuck. Yeah, the FCC, okay? That's the Federal Communications Commission, right? So technically all public airwaves are owned by the government. They're leased to companies in different regions, and they're allowed to have satellites, or not satellites, but like powered broadcasters that could go within certain miles. Anyway, the point is this. I wanted to like even explain how antiquated the technology is. If you ever seen how they calculate radio listenership, like for example, I could look on my stream right now, right? And we started like, what is it, like, well, I was playing music for a while. So we started about like 3 minutes ago. We have 6,000 people in here. Like it says the actual number. It's taken it from all the platforms we stream on, but it tells me how much we have. The thing with radio airplay is like they track consumption. And I know I'm getting into like little technical shit, which I hate starting stream on like this, but they have like these thing called PPM meters that people basically drive around with, and it detects how many people are consuming each airwave or each frequency. And at certain times, they'll come up with a list of, hey, there was 2 million people listening to Hot 97 last night. It's inaccurate. You know what I mean? There's not an actual thing. They're trying to measure how much the consumption of the frequencies are. Anyway, I say that to say, we're really in the streaming era. They should get away with it. But nevertheless, and to wrap that up and to make my point was that I think Drake is in a lot of trouble. I'm going to be honest. Okay? Drake put out a petition versus 3 people, Spotify, Clear Channel, or iHeart Media, and also his record label. All right? There's no radio promo team that want to do radio promo for Drake right now. They don't. Like, they're not excited to do it. If y'all don't know how radio works, radio is basically all payola. They'll use a budget, they'll give to a third party. That third party will be a radio promo team. They basically go to each region and try to get placements of your new song on a radio station through the music director or the program director, and they'll get it like, you know, they'll leverage the artist. Yo, it's a Drake song. We're going to give it to you. We're going to send it out, whatever. He might give you a drop. Obviously, won't do that. But they're going to put it in rotation. Why do they do it? For many different reasons. Sometimes they get paid on the table. Sometimes, you know, they want to keep listenership. If you know, they have stats, and shouts like Luminate, they do a good job with that. They'll tell radio stations, if you play a Chris Brown song, people don't turn the station. You play motherfucking Freddie Gibbs, people are out of there. You know what they're going to do? Not play Freddie Gibbs. It's pretty simple, right? So usually they just program the songs. That helps heavily on a song being ranked in the Billboard Hot 100. Now, here's the thing. What I believe is happening, because this Drake song, which I think people are expecting to do some crazy numbers, is not going to be number 1, okay? Unless Drake debuts number 1 or he catches a mega smash, I don't see iHeart, not iHeart, I mean UMG or any radio company or iHeart really fucking with Drake on a singles level in terms of these campaigns. Now I keep trying to tell y'all, no matter how big Drake is, you're never bigger than the program. Everybody needs radio promo. Everybody needs these things. It's built in the game. You might be number one for 1 week without radio airplay, but you ain't gonna be number one for 10 weeks. Songs like Luther, songs like, I don't know, pretty much everything you would see in the top 10, everything you would see in the top 10 are probably heavily airplayed songs. You know what I mean? That's just what it is, and that's how you remain in the top 10. So anyway, I say that to say, I have a solution for Drake, and I hope he takes a solution. Again, I'm saying it publicly. I'm not even gonna hit him about it. He a grown-ass man. He a billionaire. What the fuck does he need advice from me? But I think Drake gonna have to come up off some of them billions and start spending that money. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I'm gonna tell you why. I think I think UMG is spooked. Drake got them digging up all type of stuff. They're running down niggas from left, right, and center. They're chasing Kojo around. Drake got the law chasing around all these people so much that other people are saying, you know what? We're good. We don't want to really go do this type of work and potentially end up in a lawsuit or up in court. So what I think is happening, UMG is backing off a little bit on their usual campaigns for like an artist like Drake, right? They're still doing their thing, but they ain't going to do their thing. If you get what I'm saying. And because of that, I think Drake's music charting as singles is going to suffer. Now, here's the thing. He's still lit. He's still going to debut in the top 3 because he just has that clout. But will it stay on the charts? I don't know. I think Drake got to start spending that money he got. Drake got to start looking at it like an independent artist. Man, take $1 million or $2 million if you want this song to really go. And unfortunately, you can't beat the game. This is going to sound counterintuitive to the entire lawsuit, but Drake got to go pay them niggas too. You can't, listen, you got to pay the piper. You can't get around it. You can't get around the radio promo teams. Until Billboard changes the rules that you don't need radio, there's 5 middlemen, including the program directors and music directors, the directors that rely on that bread from the record labels, that they're not gonna just program Drake's music because they love him. And also they looking at Drake like he's op. They're looking at Drake like Drake trying to snitch on the operation. Keep in mind, payola is a crime, right? Payola is if you're taking compensation for advertisement on a federally owned airwave without disclosing it, yeah, that's a crime. So again, they're scared of Drake right now. Okay, the radio program teams are scared of Drake. His label's scared of him. And when I mean scared of him, like they're not like terrified of Drake. They're just saying, you know what? Let's just kind of, we don't know if this nigga gonna blow the whistle on some other shit, so let's just keep him there. Anyway, we're gonna see how this turns out. I suggest that if Drake is gonna roll out an album, Drake, you got $1 billion not to just gamble on stake. You got $1 billion, you gotta go get a radio team. You should have a digital team. You should have some PR. You're your own label. Like, you didn't get $1 billion not to be your own label. You're soon your label. Your label's gonna give you the bare minimum. So you need to start rocking and rolling. And I think if Drake goes down that route, he's gonna realize exactly why the label was doing what they used to do for him. So we'll figure it out. Nevertheless, I do like that song. I told you guys, if you guys watched my kick stream like the other day. When I first heard What Did I Miss, I'm like, okay. Now, shit, I went to Turks. I heard that shit about 30 times a day, man. They wouldn't even play. They played only Rod Wave and Drake and Turks. So by the time I listened to that shit about 300 times, I'm like, that shit's a hit. So we'll see what happens with that song, but it's set to exit the top 20 next week.
Damn.
And I think Drake should be very cognizant of what's going on. By the way, also, this is not suppression. I disagree with Drake or anybody else who claims it's suppression. This is called the machine. When you hear people say the machine, that's what it is. When you don't have the machine, you're not being suppressed. You're just not being propelled. Like, for example, when 6ix9ine told, he lost the machine. He was just moving off of pure clout, which he had a lot at that time. But, the machine is the machine. All right? Okay, cool. What else is going on, man? Happy Monday.
All right, so there we go, man. We got DJ Akademiks talking about that Drake is not suppressed, all right? That he ain't suppressed. He just don't have the machine behind him. And he's projected to drop out of the top 10 and go to the, top 100? Well, go to 20? Damn. So see, Drake, this is a humble moment because Drake really probably thought that he was doing this himself. He probably thought that, damn, my music is so good, it keeps on going number 1. No, nigga, it ain't just you. It's not just your music. It's the machine that's helping you too. So Drake just feeling himself. He like, man, I'm unstoppable. I'm about to beat Michael Jackson. Nah, nigga. Now you're starting to realize you ain't that popping. You ain't as good as you think you is. Because has he had a number 1 hit ever since? Nope. Because that machine is not behind you. So he's projected to drop out of the top 10 and go to number 24? Flop. So y'all leave a comment down below, man. It's your boy, Dale D. All right, hold on. You got to make this thumbnail real quick. Shoot, hold on. Full face. I'm gonna turn that off. All right, hold on. Well, yeah. All right. It's your boy Dan D. I'm signing out, y'all. Hold on. I need to get a thumbnail. All right, get this over there. All right. It's your boy Dan D signing out.